Hello, boys and girls. My name is Cool Yoshi, 1907 here, back with a 100% blind playthrough of Pokémon Legends Z-A for Nintendo Switch 2, where in the last video we supposedly put an end to the final boss of the DLC. Only to find out there's all sorts of stuff we still have to do now, and guess what we're doing first? We're gonna go straight into a Rogue Mega battle. Remember when I said I would probably do these again? Turns out this is where our super donuts we made earlier can come in handy. We are now going to use these on this area. So we're going to actually be able to use the attack power now. Though I still want to kind of save the good one for later, so for now, let's just stick with this. And we need a fire person, but we have Ember for that, so we should be fine. We actually have higher people that we're going to use. One that we're going to use during the beginning part, and then Ember we'll just use whenever we can Mega Evolve them. That being said, Flare Blitz is probably not going to be the most useful, especially in lawn battles. So I'm going to do something crazy. We're going to replace it with Flame Wheel instead to have that safety. I will replace this with something more or safer, like Bulk Up, I guess. We could also use Power Up Punch for attack, but this also does attack and defense, so it's probably going to be better in the long run. Protect also could work. I decided not to use it, though, because I think it would be easier to use it the other way. But yeah, I said I was going to do this, and I'm going to do that now. So this is what the 5-star versions of these do, basically. They're basically the Rogue Mega encounters again, but they're way, way, way harder. Also, we just go straight in, no cutscene or anything. We just fight right off the bat. And we don't have our teammates this time, so now it's just us. So that means all the attacks will also be focused on just us. So it's gonna be extra tricky. They're basically the same battles, but you need a really high DPS in order to do them. Between that and also using plus moves on top of that. We can get pretty much any of them, but we're using the main important ones first. Alright. Now we'll Mega Evolve Ember. Use Flame Wheel followed by Bulk Up to get his attack raised before starting the normal loop of just using Flame Wheel and Heat Crash over and over again until we hopefully win. And just like before, if he does the super move, we're gonna have to retreat him. Not sure if you get to heal during these yet. Okay, it's just poison now. These are actually things that we can punch though, so we do need to be careful not to hit those on accident. I think this version of Ember is honestly safer to use. Like I said, having... As fun as it is, Flare Blitz is just not great for longer battles like this. He's almost going to run out. Let's just focus on using Heat Crash. and Flame Leo, and we should be fine. Okay, now that he's out, we're gonna switch back to Full Edge and use Bitter Blade and Ominous Wind instead. Just because he's safer, because unlike the others, because he's tankier, Full Edge will probably be able to stay in for a lot longer. Oh, perfect. Now we can grab some of this. Freeze that timer in place. This is just one of the easier ones. It doesn't really do much. In fact, it's probably the only Rogue Mega that doesn't really have that tough of an attack to avoid. You could probably ignore it and be fine. The trickiest part is when your Pokemon doesn't do what you want it to do sometimes and just walks through the prison anyway. No, you're trying to get it to not do it. Obviously, these are tighter too, since we don't have friends like we did originally. Alright, well, we got it done. So they don't really give us anything else other than, whenever we beat one, we get a whopping 10,000 points, so it's now the new fastest way to get stuff done. But we also get some of the even better versions of Hyper Berries, and we can even get some rare berries here we can't find anywhere else too, so that's gonna be important for later. Next, we'll check the wild zones. I didn't see anything important, I thought, but there's a good chance there still might be some wild zones we haven't encountered yet. Okay, there's one we can do with the stuff we have. So we'll do this first. That is a completely different Pokemon. I can tell you that much. But yeah, so it looks like those Rogue Megas will be the best to do stuff. By the way, I did get a little bit at this game, and I think I've mentioned it before. This part of the game has been pretty repetitive, especially for me. And now, on top of it, with all the extra stuff being added, between just that, now somehow we have to do the whole of another... yeah, we have to do another hyperspace survey now on top of that. It's insane. Needless to say, we're going to focus on that. I almost wanted to refresh and skip that fact, but honestly, I just realized if these are all Road Megas that we can already encounter, I don't think we need to defeat them to get 100%, but it's still going to be the best way to get our stuff, so heck yeah, we're going for them. We kind of need to if we want to get stuff done fast. Beyond that, they're the same Road Megas we've already fought before, and I just realized we actually have almost all the stones now. Just as I thought, Mega Sceptile doesn't even count for the Mega Evolution Pokédex. They're just extras that you can add on if you happen to complete in multiplayer Pokédex. So it might be better to honestly not even do the multiplayer. That way we get a much more consistent looking Mega Evolution Pokédex, because just as I thought, those do not count. And Mega Lucario Z will be easy enough to attain. We'll just get that whenever we finish one of the last side missions. So we're pretty much already done with that. So we pretty much have only one Pokédex left to complete mainly, and that's this, well, this year Hyperspace Dex. But of course, we've only just barely scratched the surface of this one. This one still has quite a few Pokemon to go. So from here, it'll probably just be Wild Zone after Wild Zone until we can find Pokemon we're looking for. Speaking of which, I think I'm done playing around with this game's mechanics, so As you might have guessed, if you want to really start doing the wild zones, you kind of just have to get lucky enough that you get specific grades. So it's Rayquaza that Ansha's been after, huh? Hey, I didn't want to talk to you. I wanted to talk to Ansha, please. Yeah, Ansha, I wanted you to give me a donut right that second. So there's many different ones we can get now, and these give us even more points than normal, but the ones we're after now are basically the ones that give us green things. Specifically, we want a mix of green and something else, but to get to be consistently good, we need to do a mix of other stuff. And I guess we could probably do one of anything, but I think for now we'll just do Hypercolar Berry for now. And then do maybe a random to bring up that level a bit. But yeah, as you can see, depending on the setup, you may have to do different level ones, depending on which one is better. Looks like Tomato Berry will probably be enough to bring us even on the cap here. So we'll do this, which now gives us level 86 and other stuff. Now the question is, can we make more than 2? I guess not. What if we just took out that? Honestly, having attack line isn't too bad. But mainly we want a really high fresh score. That's what we're really after. The green score is what we want to be the highest this time. This will make it so that we just get catch powers and encounter powers and stuff. And we'll make a few of these. We're gonna use one of them for later. Alright, one of these we're gonna drop on this here thing. So the idea of doing this is because some of the later Pokemon will be so difficult to catch that we'll practically need to roll one of these until we get lucky enough to see one that says catching power that matches the type we're going after and also be level 3. But yeah, as you can see, we don't have one of those. Beyond that, it really doesn't matter. If we have at least 78, then it doesn't really matter what we use. Whereas the red ones we want to use against those big mega battles. No. I don't know about you, but I think Dragon is a lot harder to get than the other ones. And Encounter Power 2 is also decent, so yeah, we'll pick this. We did not get lucky, by the way. Ideally, we just get Catching Power all, but it's kind of random. There might be a way to force it to appear every time, but considering we only just started grinding these, it'll be fine. Anyways, unlike the repeat Rogue Mega Battles, we actually are going to want to get some of these, and ooh, we finally found the different versions of Tatsugurli. We're gonna just go ahead and get all 3 of them while we're still here. Ooh, we just snuck and catch them all. Oh, perfect. Alright. We could just go straight for the Donza now. This big water boy. We're just kind of chilling out here. Ike out, we hit him in the back, and yeah, he's extra tanky. Alright, this is another person we're gonna have to super attack and maybe try to paralyze. Paralyze becomes very important in these later battles, too. Besides just being useful for other stuff, Paralyze, can make a few Pokemon a little bit easier to catch. Good reason to maybe start bringing Raichu into every single one of these Hyper Zones just for the easy effect. We also gave it Nuzzle, so it too can very quickly destroy some of these. Though we do have to go a little bit close to actually get it. So it isn't always the best. Anyways, we quickly got that done in a matter of minutes. Surprisingly, that didn't take nearly as long as it did. Honestly, I almost forgot that we needed all the Tatsugurli forms, but we saw them all in one, which was great. So we got to just pick them up right then and there. Which means that's another side mission we'll want to do right away after we're done with this. I did say there's also other side missions we could do. I've decided to just delay those until after the storyline. I don't know why, but I just really want to finish off this main storyline part, because once we do that, there's gonna be more side missions to do anyway, and then from there we'll just kind of figure out where to go. There is a specific one I might focus on first, because it's actually probably the main reason we've had Lucario in this upgraded state for so long now, because you might have noticed he's purposely been one of the most trained Pokemon. That's not just because he's one of the strongest fighting type Pokemon in the game, though. It's actually mainly for another stupid side mission battle, except we're both level 100, but we get kind of an unfair advantage. I'm just gonna kind of slow it a bit. We basically face Karina again, who's kind of like the... It's kind of like the Lucario versus Lucario battle for X and Y, but like way harder. Now you face... Basically, you face more than normal. But not only that, instead of just facing Lucario versus Lucario into Mega Evolve versus Mega Evolve Lucario, you face off against Lucario Z, but you only get to use Lucario the normal. That is really bad and honestly really hard to deal with. That's probably one of the more distinctively trollier battles, because they have an extra attack advantage, but the Z form is also considerably weaker defense-wise than ours. So we pretty much have to use Mega Form to win, but that battle set up all those moves that I gave him, as well as much attack as possible, was pretty much set up to be as powerful as we can against him to ensure we can do stuff. Between that and just waiting for opportunity to maybe land a close combat on him, we could probably win just fine. The tricky part is just trying to find the right openings, though. Anyways, I pretty much upgraded him just for that one battle to make it less annoying. Okay, that being said, I don't think I want to skip all of these side mission ones. So whichever ones that are have like the weird shiny effect in them, we're gonna try one of those next, and we'll use our strongest donut on that to see if we can't just beat it that way. I have no idea what's gonna be in here, but if I can at least get a decent idea of what it is, we could probably just switch out our Pokemon to have stuff around. Oh, by the way, my Zygarde, I feel like bad. Like, even though we have the Mega Stone, it can't Mega Evolve. I just realized, wait, I think I know why now. What if I need a specific move before it Mega Evolves? Or what if I actually have to use that key item on it again? No. How do we Mega Evolve Zygarde then if we can't even evolve it and Mega Evolve it normally? Like, this is crazy, because like any other Mega Pokemon I switch to, the effect is already active, but that one is different. Maybe you need to be at half... Oh, maybe it's a trick. Maybe you need to actually be at like half health first and then it'll evolve. When incomplete form only, when holding this stone, Zygarde will be able to Mega Evolve during battle. Oh, you need to get it into complete form first. Oh boy. I wonder why it wasn't working. There's like a third form we're supposed to use. There was this whole process I didn't even know about. In that case, Zygarde's useless until we can get it into its ultimate form, man. I kind of wanted to use it, though, because it looks really cool in battle, but I'll have to check now how to do that. In that case, Gyarados would probably be better. Alright, time to go for another side mission. As if we haven't seen enough of these already. This is literally what we've gotten down to, though. It's nothing but mostly just side missions now left. Beyond there being one more DLC storyline quest to do. Yeah, we didn't actually finish the main DLC storyline. We just finished what we believe to be close to the final boss, but in reality, we still have a couple more battles to go, and then we'll be able to get it done. So, it's quite annoying. And, oh boy, it's another one of those annoying ones that make you go to the roof for no reason to get it. Alright. Oh boy. Actually, I don't know if the game saves in here, but if it does, that's gonna be bad. But if it doesn't, then I can maybe just check what this Pokemon is and then just back out. We'll try this, though, for this Pokemon. So yeah, that Super Strong we're gonna use here on this 5-star one. Because we need a 5-star-ish donut to make up for that anyway. So that's what we're doing. Oh boy, it's still going down. Wait, what is this? How fortunate to find you here at the particular moment. I'm here for a business meeting with one of our regular associates. Stay in the Zerb if you like, huh? Oh, it's you two again. Our apologies for the wait. Since the meeting has already run somewhat behind schedule, we'll get right to the point. I've had a look at our financials, and I must say, it feels like us that Quetzalcoatl isn't paying their fair share of our hyperspace survey work. What? I see, however, this is the split we agreed upon at the outset. Sakana Link has provided a fair deal of material support as well as financial. We've also paid for RD of additional tools that have aided this whole endeavor. I do acknowledge and appreciate the support, of course. Time the number of distortions we have to investigate exceeded all estimates. This undertaking has required far more manpower than we budgeted for. Hard work tires people out, and what better way to show appreciation than a little cash bonus? Noted, however, any change to the budget will require buy-in for all our stakeholders. It's not something that can make happen right away. Hopefully understandable to such a major company tasked with the city's redevelopment, though we do wish to point out that our investigations were also critical to ensure that you still had a city to redevelop. Now, I understand what's all is best for Luminose City, but talking's getting us nowhere. I think they want to battle. Actually, such a little disagreement with a Pokemon battle. Okay, so this wasn't a waste. It's actually, Battle Hyperspace Scuttle 2.0, basically. Yeah, it's the same thing, but now we are taking on the Rust Syndicate. I have no objection. However, allow me to nominate my associate Cool Yoshi here to join me. Alright, well, let's do this then. Admit my own pride is also a soul factor. Kind words are nice and all, but they're not really what motivates people in the end. The boss's reputation on the line, so don't expect me to hold back. Alright. So we get to do this basically again, but it's like 15 times harder now. To them all being level 200 now. We're gonna try to Mega Evolve right away. Unless we don't have it. Okay, we do. So that's the first thing we're gonna do, and then we're gonna actually start attacking from here. Okay, let's avoid that fire spin. Oh, hello. Look at this, he's changing Pokemon up. I don't even want to use my ground-type Pokemon until we can quickly defeat this waterfall dude. Mega Evolution pros our bond. Let me show you the true beauty of Skymarie. So, both of these Pokemon are more difficult to deal with than just dealing with something else. So rather than dealing, it's probably better, probably was just better to switch out and then try to take out Gyarados quickly, so we don't have to worry about him. Alright. Then we'll also use you to take out Skymarie if we can. Scolipede, as long as you're with me, I can face any pinch with a smile. Alright. So this is basically my counter to this strategy. Instead of letting Excadrill dive right away to a water type, I noticed, oh, that's probably bad. Let's switch out to just to quickly take him out. Then we can try again. Oh, and Vinny's now Mega Evolving too. I like how we haven't even seen Vinny battle once, besides maybe once in the main storyline, I forgot which, but I don't think we've seen a Mega Evolve at the very least. Okay, well, we got out of that. Honestly, I expected him to fall at some point. I was just waiting for the option. Okay, this is getting annoying. We're gonna use Emboar now and end this. What a fool. He just did that, but we were able to avoid it. We're not going to try and heal too much on these, but also we don't want to lose them either, because it'll take a long time to retry. Look, this is a real blow to the pride of the Rust Syndicate. Losing a battle we had to win. Boss, forgive me. I'm glad this gives us some experience. So that means we can actually just do these side missions instead of doing all the repetitive stuff we were doing before. So I guess that helps out quite a bit. So I guess they sort of fixed part of what took so long to do this grind. That was a worthy battle. I doubt I could have won without Cool Yoshi. But a loss is a loss. We'll let the matter of cost lie for the moment. I will do my part to help the Syndicate's finances by tightening my belt, so to speak, and reducing personal cost. Okay. And rest assured, please rest assured that I will work with our stakeholders to iron out a new budget proposal. After all, we're counting on the Rust Syndicate to carry out these investigations for us. Alright. Guess I'll dip into my personal savings a bit to make up for the shortfall on our side. You deserve a special bonus as well, Yoshi. Okay. We got additional options for Corvos at, I hear you can even get your hair done like mine in the salon these days. Go nuts, kid. Benny, my friend, I hope we can both continue to do our best to make Luminose a fine city the kind crowds visit and spend money in. I couldn't agree more. That's why we at Corsica Link all hope to nurture our collaboration with the Rust Syndicate. Alright. I'm glad we actually get to see another versions of these. Because it means we now have a different option for getting research points that isn't just spamming the same thing over and over again. So I guess the side missions that take place in Hyperbase are enough to kind of make up for how long this normally takes. And since it's the only other time we'll be able to, we may as well do these now. So I guess my plan has changed again. We have, what, 2 more of those to do? So let's just do both of them now, while we still can. I think we need exactly 1 more donut for that. So we'll do that, and we'll make sure we have enough to keep getting stuff done. Otherwise, we may have to resort to using something else. Since it's now Battle Donuts, we need to focus more on red stuff. By red stuff, we mean mostly spicy and also defensive stuff. We'll just do one of these to start with, though, and then do just 3 Hyper Combat Berries this time. And make the rest decent level ones. Don't have any of these here because we've only just started grinding these. We have a couple Rindo berries we could use, though. Let's try using those a bit. And then to keep it from going too overwhelming, we'll use a little bit of this and this. Okay, this might mess up me, though, in getting defense up. Maybe make Tanga Kebe instead for more bitter, so we can hopefully get one of those done. Oh, we can also actually just remove that. Actually, yeah, let's remove that. Do 2 of these to make it the way we want. And it's specific that you want to try and focus on the red specific options, since the red options give you a higher chance of getting more attack power, which is what you want to do the battles faster. Oh my gosh, look at that. Something like that would have been way better in the next one, and we get to make another of the same too. So these two, we're just gonna drop both of these really quick. One of them we might use in a Rogue Mega battle, one we might use somewhere else. Depends on what we use. I did see a ghost one recently, though. Like, not actual ghost, but like a ghost Pokemon one recently. So maybe let's do that before we quickly do our rotation setup again. Beyond that, yeah, I think I want to just focus on finishing this survey, and then we can move on to the rest of the game after we're done. And this we could probably just save for, I don't know, something else. But probably a different 4-star would be better for that. Mega Power Conservation we built as well. This could be useful for doing those Mega Battles specifically. Beyond that, I saw one that was like Ghost or something. No, that was that one, and actually isn't that useful. Great. None of them are really great. Move Power Poison would have been great against the other. Does it really matter which one we use? Not really. Let's just use both of them. We'll be like 1 level lower than their Pokemon, which means we should be more than capable of handling this. So we'll do that. And yeah, by the way, it does look off. You normally only get like 80 level boost from this, but because we're using so many berries, we also get additional boost on top of that. Oh, guess who it is? It's LeBlanc, meaning we're probably gonna have to beat Janique again. Janique is mostly a Steel-type user, though. Bonk being a Dragon-type user. We could try bringing out Crabominable, I guess, as a backup. For just her. But beyond that, I think I'll be fine. This Pokemon already got trained, too. While I was doing training, I also trained up Crabominable just to have ice moves. In fact, since I do want it to have mostly ice moves, I think it'd be better for him to not have close combat in this particular scenario and have him have Ice Punch instead. 75%, and then we can just rotate between that, Ice Hammer, and occasionally Monk Punch when we have to use a fighting type move instead. We can level him up to 100 as well. Almost forgot, I was saving the EXP candy just so I could level up the other Pokemon. Oh, we can't use that apparently. Okay, well in that case he's gonna be useless because he's gonna be very under-leveled. Leaving us with pretty much an only option, either use the side loop or we could try actually running Xerneas with Core Enforcer. We'll only do that if we absolutely need to, though. Janique is really strong against dragon types, so we need to be extra careful. Alright, let's go in. How can he be so strong with such a weird attitude? I just don't get it. Sure, she's got the type advantage, but that doesn't explain why I can't ever seem to win. What's so elite about her anyway? She's totally cheating with those unique zones. Goodness, LeBon. We'll see you again pretty soon, I think, miss. Weird attitude, cheating? What you could possibly mean by that, huh? What is it that you heard? There must be something wrong with your Holocaster, Legiony. I was merely marring over your sheer aptitude and saying your unique zones are totally charming. I see, my Holocaster is to blame, you say. How peculiar. I could have sworn to heard accusations of weird attitude and cheating. I was just voicing some minor pent-up grievances, that's all. Nothing that cannot be easily remedied by a rousing Pokeball, I assure you. I see you require further teaching. But wait. Why are two uniques here? This is kind of weird. No, LeBlanc. Let us battle, you and my hologram versus Koyoshi and me. So we're battling her, but we're also battling with her on our side. Only elites such as I could allow you to fight beside me and against me simultaneously. With a bonk by my side, victory is assured. Ah, yeah, maybe a concentrated attack on Legionnique will make it so that it never happened, huh? Man, that's crazy. So we are both being helped by Janique and also fighting against Janique all at the same time. This is ridiculous. Like, what the heck? Holy crap, this is gonna look so funny, I bet. Well, we definitely need to Mega Evolve. In some of these later battles, we kind of need to Mega Evolve right away, otherwise we're probably just gonna die right away. As for who I'm gonna focus on, I probably want to just focus on Janique. She's way more intimidating, and we can use Iron Head to easily take out all of her Pokemon. Leblanc will probably fall soon afterwards, anyway. As you might have guessed, Excadrill's really broken for these battles. I'm not too worried about skipping that voice line, by the way. That's basically the exact same as the one we heard from before. But yeah, as you might have guessed, Iron Head is more than enough to take out these guys, and if they survive, then we could just use something other than what we're doing before. Time for our secret weapon. Mega Evolve so we can drag these two, Dragoleg. Alright. As you might have guessed, for these battles, you want to Mega Evolve right away, but you also want to just focus on one person first. Once you have just one left, it's so much easier to win. Beyond that, now you can see how broken Excadrill is. We got him mostly because battles are so much easier with him, huh? I think one Legionnique is more than enough. Even in defeat, I'm still victorious. Why? Because the real version of you won, huh? As expected, victory is mine. Not in LeBlanc. I assume your discontent stems with dissatisfaction with your current circumstances, yes? Yet for the life of me, I cannot fathom why being around me would cause you such unhappiness. It's myself I'm unhappy with, Legionnique. I'm frustrated I could just never defeat you, and that frustration came out in a strange way. I must be more diligent. Alright, that's how you feel? I suppose we'll have to train twice as hard before. From now on, you can train by battling against me and my hologram and go twice as strong, huh? Koyoshi, please accept this token as my thanks for your help today. Okay. More color options for Janique Stress are now available. I recommend adopting my hairstyle to complete this assemble, huh? Alright. Maybe we will. Anyways, these are nice for some money and some Mega Shards. Anyways, I was going to initially skip these, but then, I just realized you can get a lot of points really fast, so I guess doing these is the new fastest way to get stuff up. Before, it was just only 2,000 points for some reason, and it was just not really worth it in the long run, but because they're so good for XP points, we may as well do them all before we reset the map. Beyond that, we're still gonna have to do other stuff, and I changed my mind. I'm gonna make my way over to the battle, but I'm not going to do it in this video. Still, I'm glad that they found a way to break up the monotonous grind. Honestly, those rogue mega battle counters seem so much cooler when you run them at level 200. Because you're forced to use the most powerful donuts, but in exchange, you also get really donuts that are some of the strongest in the entire game. To the point where you're practically required to do those in order to farm some of the best donuts in the entire game. So, obviously you want to do those, because then you'll get better hyper berries. Oh, I just realized, since this is in a bad wild zone, let's not go in here. I thought I was not in a wild zone initially. I don't think we could save while we're being battled here. But we'll save now. And we'll call it quits, and in kind of a surprising twist of fate, we're actually almost done with our Mega Evolution decks. I think I waited for, what, only a couple of minutes, and bam, we have pretty much a complete Mega Evolution decks according to what I'm seeing. Of course, that doesn't include the online only Mega Stones, because those are kind of cheap. You would have had to play for a much longer time to have those, so those aren't counted as part of 100%, which is good, because I would be kind of disappointed if we didn't have a way to just, like, at least buy them outright, but whatever. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, though. Alright, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video where we maybe try and do that hyperspace survey and finish it off. Till then, I'll see you guys later. Bye.